Welcome back. Tomorrow marks 3 years since one of the most devastating and deadly natural disasters in local history. There's still evidence of the mudslide and debris flow that ravaged Montecito. Evidence locals say serves as important reminders of what happened and may one day bring closure to grieving families.
Get out of here, go!
I look to the front of the house and just,
oh my God, Mom!
mud starts roaring in.
Horrifying moments so many in Montecito experienced on the early morning of January 9th, 2018.
And then I remember kind of waking up and didn't know where I was. Was I in heaven? Was I, in a war zone? I was actually on a debris pile about 2 football fields away.
Kim Canton and her family had evacuated their home multiple times during the Thomas fire just a few weeks earlier. This time, instead of flames, a perilous wave of debris barreled down the canyons.
It's amazing that my daughter and I survived it.
Longtime Montecito resident Abe Powell worried mudslides could be a fatal problem after the Thomas fire.
We were evacuated and the internet went out and it came back on. As soon as it came back on, I saw them pulling Lauren Canton out of the house. Lauren was my daughter's tent mate in middle school and very close friend. And, that just, immediately, that was all the scope it took to completely blow us out of the water. I mean, we were just crushed.
Lauren and Kim were hospitalized when a sheriff's deputy notified them 24 hours later.
He said they had found Dave, and I remember my first response was, alive? In hope. And he said no.
But the search for her son Jack was a torturous evolution.
My daughter even said this the other day. She goes, he just kind of vanished, and we've never seen him again. And that's been the hardest part because, I'm sorry for me to talk about it, but you want to lay under rest.
Dave and Jack were among 23 people lost that day. Jack and 2-year-old Lydia Sutetepa were never found. Abe Powell organized the Santa Barbara Bucket Brigade, a volunteer effort to dig out homes 3 weeks later.
And it was night and day, night and day, night and day for 3 months.
And in the last year, UC Santa Barbara students joined the mission to bring closure to this community.
I've worked in war zones, and this is more complex than a war zone.
Anthropology professor Danielle Curran is leading student caseworkers in a recovery project. Last September, they brought in forensic canines.
These grave dogs, they're actually smelling the fat, the body fat of a body. As it decays, it goes into the soil.
4 or even 6 out of 6 of the dogs did mark that there was something.
They are cautiously optimistic now 3 years later.
We're finding stuff from Jack's bedroom.
Signs of hope.
It's an honor and a privilege, but it is heart-wrenching. I'm really glad that we can apply our skills to help.
As locals remember all that was lost.
To be really resilient, you have to remember what can happen in your neighborhood.
And a quest for closure presses on.
It would be relief knowing that I could lay part of Jack's remains next to his dad.
The UCSB student researchers are planning more excavation work this year. To learn more about their efforts and how to support the cause, look for this story later this morning on KSBY.com.